Hello everyone, it's me, Amanda. You got Surrey behind the camera. It is another cooking segment of Cooking with the Streeters. Since we had such a large voting criteria for this week, we're gonna do two of them. Yes, I have on an apron because I got on my work clothes and I'm not trying to get my work clothes dirty. So today we're going to do the spaghetti squash, and we're having spaghetti squash, corn on the cob, some broccolini, and some garlic bread tonight. So let's get started with the ingredients. I'll start over here. What I've already done is I have cut a spaghetti squash in half, and I boiled it. This takes about 20 minutes to do. Basically, you cut the ends off of the spaghetti squash, you have it, and you take the seeds out. The pulp looks sort of like cantaloupe seeds, so you're just gonna take it out, and then I put it in boiling water with salt, garlic powder, and olive oil. No, that's not that one. I've already done that. I basically took the flesh out, and and basically it does look just like spaghetti once you take it out and all of that. So I have that sitting here. I have shredded 2 mixes of cheese, pepper jack, and mozzarella. This is going to go on top of our baked spaghetti squash. And then I have some fresh corn on the cob here that I've done with salt, a little sugar, and butter. So we're just letting that go. So over here I have a pan preheating over medium-high heat that I'm going to go ahead and add in some olive oil, just a little bit. And to that, I'm going to go ahead and add in a pound of ground turkey. I'm going to go ahead and add in a pound of ground turkey and get that ground up. And the ingredients that you need for this is a pound of ground turkey. My seasonings that I have are parsley, garlic powder, oregano. I have some fresh parsley over here. I have a little sugar, some garlic, of course. I use organic tomatoes and tomato paste, so I have some crushed tomatoes, tomato paste, and tomato sauce, as well as a little dice. I like a lot of texture in my sauce. I like it to be hearty. And then I have some onion and some portobello mushrooms over here. As you can see, I've already chopped. And then I have some baby spinach over here that I'm also going to add to the baked squash once we get it all in the pan. So right now I'm just browning off the ground turkey. I have a 93% fat-free. When I do my sauces, I like to have a little bit of fat in them because it makes a better sauce, a better tasting sauce. So just gonna go ahead and get that ground up and brown. And yes, I have my favorite pan again because it's my favorite. But the back pan was for just regular pasta for Surrey because he doesn't do the spaghetti squash. So we're going to make him some regular pasta back there. Just going to let that brown off. And then we're going to add in our onions and our garlic once it's cooked down. How's everybody doing? How was your Tuesday? It is Tuesday, right? Yes, I'm tired. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody had a good day today. Surrey Elise wants somebody to talk to her, so y'all say hey to Surrey Elise. She's been a little bit of a diva. So once this is completely browned, I'll add in everything else. Well, I'll add in the onion and the garlic, and I'll let that go, and then we'll add in the mushrooms. We normally don't cook with a lot of red meat. I like to use ground turkey pretty much in most of my sauces that require meat. Or if I use anything. Did it come back up? Oh, sorry, we had a little bit of a technical issue. The weather's kind of bad, so, and I'm out in the country. So the reception might be a little off today. Alright, so that's about done. I'm going to go ahead and add in our onions and garlic. So that's just one small yellow onion. You can use whatever type of onion you want. That's just what I always cook with. I don't recommend doing a Valdalia because that's a little too sweet for this. You don't want that in there. So I'm gonna add the onion, and of course I got a lot of garlic. I got a tablespoon of minced garlic that goes in there. And I'm also gonna go ahead and add in some crushed red pepper flake, which is completely optional, but I like my stuff spicy. So I have my pan. I turned it up to high because we're getting ready to add in a lot of different things. So you don't want it to start to like steam. You want it to fry or sear. It took me about 10 to 15 minutes to prep, and I had the spaghetti squash on while I was chopping up everything. So roughly 10 to 15 minutes to prep with kids. If they were asleep or playing or didn't need feeding, probably about 5 minutes to get everything together. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and add in our mushrooms. You can use white button. These are just on sale today when I went to the grocery store. But I do prefer the baby portobellos. They're more tender than the white ones. And they have a little more flavor. If you don't like mushrooms, you definitely don't have to add them. This is totally optional. Use whatever you feel you like in your sauce. So just going to let this cook down a little bit. Sorry guys, I was cleaning up the counter. I don't like to cook in a messy kitchen, so I'm sorry I got quiet because I was concentrating on getting them bowls out of the way. Alright, so now that this is cooked down, I'm going to go ahead and add in a can of organic tomato paste. You don't have to do organic if you don't want, but like I said, this is what I generally cook with when I am cooking for my family. And you want to cook this down a little bit to cook out the taste. What's the question? Well, Surrey, when I met him, he only ate like a few things, like fried chicken, English peas, rice, and bread, pretty much. But then that's when I found out I pretty much had diabetes, and I didn't want to have to keep making stuff that wasn't healthy for me. So I told him either he gonna try what I cook or he's not gonna eat, pretty much. So after he started trying some of the stuff, we both we don't really like fried foods anymore. I'm more passionate about it than he is. He just kind of goes along with it, but he prefers baked over fried. He prefers turkey over red meat and things like that. We eat a lot of seafood, a lot of chicken, a lot of turkey in the house when we do cook. But the reason why I put the paste in and I'm letting it cook is because it has it can sometimes have a really raw taste to it, and you do want to cook that out before adding in your other ingredients. Alright, so I have crushed tomatoes. I'm going to go ahead and add those in. This is a 14.9 ounce can or 5 ounce can of crushed tomatoes. And then I have, no, that was a 1 pound can, I'm sorry. This is a 14.5 ounce can of diced. And then I have tomato sauce that I'm adding in here. And again, all of this is organic. It's completely optional. It does cost a little more to get organic, but to me, it's totally worth it if it means it's healthier for my family. So that's where we are right now with that. What? I'm stirring in all of the tomatoes that I just put in, and now I am going to go ahead and add in some sugar. This is about 1/8 of a cup. You don't have to do that. I just don't like the tart taste of the tomatoes. And then now I don't measure any of this, but I'll try to give you, I measure for taste. And that's where my grandmother came in, because she barely measured anything. I'm turning the heat down so we don't get pops. But I don't measure anything. So I'll say about 2 tablespoons of dried parsley. About 2 tablespoons of granulated garlic. About 3 tablespoons of oregano. And about 2 tablespoons of onion powder. I'm going to put in about 1 teaspoon of salt, because the tomatoes that I had were no salt added, so that I can control the amount of salt that goes in to the pan. And about a teaspoon or 2 of black pepper. So I'm going to get all of this stirred in.
You have a signature dish that everybody else will eat here.
Spaghetti. That's pretty much what they like when I do make something, is spaghetti or my baked chicken. Pretty much. Alright, and then I'm going to add in, I have some grated Italian.
She was eating the pacifier of her baby.
We'll be right back shortly.